I'm sick and tired of these guys just labeling porn, wara wara. There's things relative to you. Your hindrance might not be porn.
My verse is written like the Bible. Shout out to David, my idol. Lately been feeling so modest. I just need me a goddess. I'm high above the clouds, bitch. I know I was born to prevail. If you test me, you going to hell. You gon' see me in a jail. Ah, yeah. I got the sway. I got the sway. It's your make Jose. I'm up on the stage. Yeah, I'm a game.
Hey, what's up, guys? C2C here. There's only three ninjas, as you can see, guys. One of our men is taking down the sets. What test is he writing again?
I think it's old views.
Yeah, world views. Our future content. But yeah, guys, it's a topic we want to speak on. It's something that just happened recently. Well, can I say recent?
Bro, you can honestly say it right now.
Yeah, it's something that just happened right now, guys.
Realization came to me.
It's a realization. It's epiphany. You know, it's like one of those moments, guys. Have you ever been searching for something for so long? You know, you're looking for the answers to something, and something doesn't make sense. But all you had to do was look right where you were. It's like circling the entire house. You're looking for some key. You're circling the entire house. You're circling the entire house. But all you had to do was look at the sofa you're sitting on. Literally, you stand up, pick up the cushion, and the key's right there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I hope the boys will be able to articulate and expand what the idea is. What we find out, and I'm hoping it's gonna be beneficial to you guys as well. So yeah,
And I like this.
no,
Yeah, I go first. Tell me what we're talking about.
Um, the way this came about for me is that when you have something that happens, an experience that happens in your life, when there's something you've been trying to achieve for a very long time, if I should say, and have you ever felt just the minute you decide you don't care about that thing? And that's happening because you're giving up, I should say. But you're giving up, but you're still putting in the actions. Like your mindset is like, okay, I'm done with this. This is just not going to work for me. I'm just doing this now because I don't see any other way. I'm just going to do it. Haven't you ever noticed that that's usually the time where your results manifest, or the result of whatever you wanted manifests? So to me, I've had that countless times, and I just took it as I'll never know why it happens. It's just a thing. I never really planned to let it happen that way because it wouldn't be authentic to the scenario situation at hand. So today I was opened up to new information that spoke on how every single time you get something that you've wanted necessary to complete a certain goal, that's when you don't even really need it like that. It's almost as if you wanted so much money to get girls, you got girls before you even had the money type of thing. You didn't even need the money to get the girls, you know?
Bro, nah, that's facts.
You know, that type of
That's
thing.
facts.
So that unlocked, well, me and the boys, I'm not gonna take the credit for myself here. It unlocked in our minds that when you're in search of something external of yourself, outside of you, that doesn't come from within, it'll actually require you to fully detach. It made us make sense of the law of detachment because I asked my friends here and I said, doesn't the law of detachment contradict and clash with the law of assumption? Summarizing the law of assumption as manifesting over something that you want. That needs some sort of attachment, right? And if they're both laws of the universe, wouldn't that just make the laws of the universe some sort of BS of people just trying to spout some nonsense? That was honestly where I got to. And then through further analysis, my boys made me realize that no, they're just the they're just part of the same coin. It's two sides of the same coin. It's almost as if they contrast each other so much that they work together, almost like yin and yang, black and white.
Like annoying.
It's literally they literally work together like black and white because the law of detachment works best when your situation is outcome dependent, when you need an outcome to happen. You want something to happen so bad. You want to make this money. You want this girl to come into your life. Anything that requires something from elsewhere. There's nothing you can do about it to actually, unless you actually force it. But I mean, come on, you're not trying to force.
Hey,
We're not trying to force our hand here. We're not trying to force our hand here.
Mm.
So that got us thinking even further
Yeah.
that that means that if the law of detachment works best when you're dealing with something outcome related, then where does the law of
Assumption work.
assumption work best?
exactly.
Because they can't work
And
well for the same
for the same scenario.
scenario. That wouldn't make sense. Then they don't contrast. They actually then would contradict each other.
Contradicts each other.
So that led us to the realization that the law of assumption works best when it's something that you require from within. That can be a mindset, can be a process, it can be some sort of self hypnosis that you need to undergo. Something that you can fully control, something that you can fully grasp, something that is fully controllable by you. It can sort of have control from outward because I mean,
But then that would count as influences, not much.
yeah, yeah,
You
not
know.
much. Okay, true.
Okay, now. Okay, go on.
Yes, so as far as things that happen from outside of you, you have to detach from those things
Mm.
because it's the same mindset that we've been told. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about a client paying you money.
Yeah.
They can just go out of their way and say, you know what, I'm not paying you, bro. I've just decided that I'm not gonna pay you. That's
Yeah.
an external thing. Money is external. You can't make. I saw something. No one makes
Makes
money.
money.
We're just exchanging money every single day.
Nice.
So it's an outcome dependent thing. But now, as far as it comes where I'm trying to be on self improvement. I'm trying to have a mindset of confidence, prosperity, abundance. That's within. That
That's
all
with
comes
them.
within. Abundance is not from outside. I
Facts.
can have 2 million but still
Yeah.
feel like I'm broke. You know
Facts.
what I mean?
Facts.
But now I can have 20 cents and think I'm the richest person on planet Earth. Those
And
are things that come from within.
yeah. And the entire point of you having to believe something, to assume it to be true, is because let's say you weren't let's say you were attached to money. I'll say it like that. Let's say you were attached to money
Yeah.
and you're trying to get rich, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to get rich, but your finances are they're not in a good place. You're going through whatever. And the more you attach and the more you cling yourself to that mindset, to you overanalyzing your situation and you telling yourself, nothing's gonna be good. I'm in this situation, I'm going through whatever situation I'm going through, is the more you're repelling actual emotions or actual energies of abundance because you're attaching yourself to whatever is negative. So I would say for myself, I would rather detach from finance. So what do you guys think in terms of finances? Let's say whatever financial goal you're trying to achieve, would it be better to attach yourself or to detach yourself from the goal?
And I'll also detach.
To detach, yeah.
Okay, wait. Give me. I want to run back real quick. You know, after what Moses said about the detachment part,
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. Isn't it like, bro? Okay, I'm gonna be a middle ground as I am.
Okay.
Like the law of detachment, though. Don't you think it don't, in a way, to summarize what everything he said, doesn't it only apply, not only, but mostly apply to everything that relates to the risk in a way?
It does.
Because when you think about risk, or most, I would say 80, if not 90% of the time, it's always outcome based, betting, relationship, etc. So is that client gonna pay me? It's a risk. You don't know if he's actually gonna pay you.
Yeah.
You know?
And risks are usually associated with something that you feel you could make a high reward from it, but there's the higher possibility of losing something, which is why it's called a risk. It's not called a risk because of what you make, but what you could
Lose.
possibly lose.
Yeah. Of what's on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, back to the financial thing. What do you feel, bro?
I think the best thing is to detach.
To detach, yeah.
And I think that's more of a universal fact more than an opinion, because I don't have anything tangible. I don't have anything I can show you as proof that, yeah, I detached and I made this amount of money. But if we can take advice from people that have actually been there, the number one thing they usually talk about is that their goal at one point was not the money. Well, as far as the people I've heard and the
Speaker.
people that are speaking about the finance that they've achieved, they said they were completely outcome independent. The money part didn't matter at one point. And sometimes they don't even have to mention that it was the law of detachment. The law of detachment is just giving a name to what people already do. This is just us applying a name to a fact that everyone, actually not everyone, every successful person possibly uses without actually knowing that they're using
They
it.
use it, yeah.
Yeah,
But I can actually make an example of myself.
yeah.
In terms of what happened 2 days ago. You guys know, but they don't. So yeah, guys. I was in the market, right? And you guys know the flows of the market. It's up and down, money in, money out, all these things. And I got to a point basically after taking so many losses where I was like, what is the point of me caring about this so much? Because all it's gonna do is gonna take me down further. All it's gonna do is gonna make me about to crash. It's gonna turn me into Captain Crasher, smash my laptop against this wall, and storm out of this room. And the moment I made that decision, the moment I stopped trying to achieve a certain outcome, but still implemented the processes that I needed to implement and operate within the mental parameters that I needed to, that I basically set for myself before the emotions got into play, detached. I achieved the outcome I was trying to achieve. And it only made sense for me today after we had this conversation that the actual meaning of when they say detach, they're not saying don't care completely what's going to happen, but they basically what they're saying is do not attach yourself so much to the outcome that it's going to cause you to take the wrong path or try to force a path right now. And this also takes me back to the conversation that me and Mosey had 2 days ago, where we basically said, do not do anything with intention. And then now that's like, okay, well, what do you mean don't do anything with intention? Then the underlying, the underlying, what can I say, motivation behind achieving anything is intention because you can't go somewhere if you don't know where you're going. So you have to have an intention. Where am I going? What am I trying to achieve? Yeah. But it's basically the paradox of doing nothing but leaving nothing undone. What I'm telling you is to flow with the universe. Anything and everything that takes you somewhere, allow it to happen. Don't go against it. It's all part of the tapestry. All the lows, all the highs, all the losses and the wins. It's all part of the tapestry. It forms part of this beautiful cloth that you're gonna have a chance to look at after. And I also said this to the boys. I said, well, isn't the entire point of this thing going through the ups and downs? Because that's the only thing that makes it fun. Let's be honest.
Facts.
Yeah.
The best way that I can define even exactly why the law of detachment is perfect is because once you attach yourself to an outcome,
Yeah.
that is what drives you to achieve the outcome. And an outcome is pretty temporary when you think about it. And you can only imagine an outcome, but the outcome is not actually there.
Yeah.
But as far as detachment comes, you're actually using what is within. Strength comes from within. An outcome is from the outside. So you can't actually use something that you don't have to motivate you in the long run. That's why outcomes create motivation, but internal analysis creates discipline. We all understand now. I'm sure everyone in the world can agree with me when I say this, but motivation does not happen every day. You can try force it however many times you want to.
Yeah.
Us humans were just wired in a way that sometimes we're happy, sometimes we're not. Sometimes we're motivated, sometimes we are completely out of it. But the main message I'm trying to paint here is your main drive, your motivator, your incentive should not be the the outcome, which is why they talk about fall in love with the process. Fall in love with the process doesn't mean fall in love with the fact that you're calling clients and whatnot. Yes, it does mean that, but it doesn't. That's not necessarily what it's telling you to do. If you don't like the outcome, you inevitably like what you're doing to get to the outcome. It's like an inevitability. If one doesn't happen, something should happen. If
Something should
something
happen.
does happen, the other one won't. So if you love the outcome, then you will love the process, whether you like it or not. But now, vice versa, if you understand what I'm saying.
Isn't it kind of? I find it kind of funny how, in a way, everybody knows this, but like you said, didn't understand it like this. Remember that time we had our little casino night in the kitchen?
Yeah.
You remember when you said, "Bro, you don't. It doesn't matter how much you splash at this point." That was basically detachment.
Yeah.
It didn't matter how much you spent.
Didn't
It did, bro. Even if it all went, it wouldn't phase you at that
it
point.
wouldn't phase me, which it did. It did
Which,
go to shit.
yeah, it did.
It did go to shit, but the day after, I literally made someone's salary. I made someone's salary the day after. I lost that money. And then the day after that, when I was attached to the outcome, guess what happened? I lost someone's salary. And that's just life. And it's so easy to now put this into perspective once you've had these experiences. But yeah, you can go on with what you're saying.
Yeah, but I was just amazed by the fact that we also have to come to a realization that a lot of things, dog,
Yeah.
it's we say this. We're going to be sharing it to the internet. A lot of people say this. People hear this time to time. But I remember when my dad once told me something. He's like, advice is given to you, man, but you should take it and then make it yours. At some point, we gotta stop saying, "Oh, I remember when, I remember when," and then you gotta be something where you say, "I live by, I do this,
Because
I
of,
believe,"
yeah.
not because of somebody. Jumping back to the fact that about the motivation thing, I was also thinking, bro. I once heard this quote that motivation is temporary, but commitment is forever.
Okay. It's true.
Cause,
Absolutely.
cause, bro, you watch a motivation video today, you do the push-ups now. But how about later, though? Is that motivation still gonna hit the same?
Guys, I can vouch for exactly what he's saying right now. I'm currently, as well as he is, on a journey of doing 100 push ups for 100 days. The first 2 weeks, full on motivation. Let's get it. The pump was there. Seeing your muscles like you've never seen them before.
Facts.
But
Facts.
the same way the human anatomy works, you reach a plateau. I reached that plateau. That plateau, I did not feel motivated. Guys, I'll tell you today, ever since the last time I felt motivated, I've never felt motivated ever again to do the push ups. Ever. I promise you, not even one day in between. Never. I have never. Each and every single day, when I remember I have to do the push ups, it's like I get annoyed. I'm like,
Like, why am I doing this? Like,
Wow, yeah.
I don't have
what
to
point
do
am I
this.
trying to prove?
I don't have to do this.
Exactly.
But then I calibrated exactly why I'm doing this in the first place. Guys, this is not me telling you go do 100 push ups for 100 days. This is me telling you that you're going to have to understand at one point that whatever you do is never going to be achieved just because you're happy to achieve it, you're happy to do it, you're happy to do X, Y, Z. Achievement is genuinely just gonna take you showing up every single day, possibly without having a why. Honestly, it's even sometimes this sounds counterintuitive. Back to what he was saying about the intention thing. Intention is basically trying to reach a certain point, but you can rather have every single ability to get to a certain point without actually knowing which point you're gonna get to than knowing where you're gonna go without having any resources to even get anywhere. So guys, with that, my argument or my stance on this is basically that detachment just happens when you agree with yourself that I'm not doing this because I'm motivated. I'm not doing this because I'm trying to achieve this. I'm not doing this because I'm trying to get this. I am doing this solely because I know that at the end of this journey, something's there. You don't need to know what that something is, but something is definitely there. The same way billionaires of today didn't say in 2024, I'm going to have 300 billion. They didn't say that. They possibly said, this idea is going to shape the world. The idea shaped the world and it made them the billions.
As a byproduct, yeah.
It's a byproduct. Honestly, even my muscles, they're a byproduct. I started it for the muscles. The muscles is not even a motivator anymore. This is the fact. This is what's motivating me now. The fact that I know I have to reach. This is what this guy right here taught me. He told me to reach areas in my brain that are sort of locked off. You have to unlock them yourself. He told me some other day. He called. I can't believe this, guys. Basically, 100 reps, not one, two, three, four, one, one. Basically, 200 bicep curls,
Are
and I
you?
didn't believe him.
Yeah.
I did not believe him when he said he was gonna do it, and he did it. Not because he's strong or anything, but because he told his mind when it said stop, no,
I said no.
I no, I don't want to stop. Tried the same thing. I won't say I got to the same point, but I reached a level in which I never thought is biologically possible with my build. I mean, I'm pretty small. I would never think I could even reach 80. Sounds way less than his, but it was a completely new thing for me. I had never been able to do that, and from that point, I understood that achieving things is a mental it's a mental product. Something has to come in from here.
Uh,
Nothing outside can actually bring you success. Nothing. No woman, guys, I'm not discrediting the love our parents give us, but not even your mom can provide you with the success that you desire. She can't. She can just support you, love you, and keep you on the course. That's all she can do. But as far as you actually getting there, it's honestly not even you. It's inside here. Which is why they say your biggest opponent is Mr. Brain.
And it's always been in there. It's
it's always
always been
been.
in there. Because haven't you ever like talked to somebody and they're like, oh bro, when you're being chased by a dog, don't you feel like you're running faster? Bro, it was your mind. The moment you were getting tired, the fear unlocked that part of your brain. Like, nah, forget the pain. You have to do this.
You don't even
Yeah.
think about the
You
fact
don't
that you're
even think
tired.
about
You're thinking that I need to get away
from the
from this
start.
thing because I need to survive. Guys, it's insanely crazy how powerful as humans are.
Yeah. Remember that thing you basically said it, but you also posted it. You said the human mind is so powerful it can convince you that you're powerless.
Yeah.
And going back to the point that he said of the battle is within your mind. It's you versus you. And I want to say that internal warfare is a universal condition. I'd like to believe even God struggles with it. I don't know this. I don't know if this is blasphemous. I hope it's not. But internal warfare is a universal condition. The point is that you win. Now you have to decide which you is going to win. But at the end of the day, one version of you is going to win. Let me say it like that. So yeah, and that's when you start conquering nations.
It's almost as if success comes at day one. You succeed
At
on the
day one.
first day. Day one, you've already succeeded. This is essentially in the long run what we're trying to teach is that if you can accept that at day one, I have won, my brother, your road is basically almost gonna be spotless. Obviously, I said almost because
Almost.
there's no road
There's no
that's
rule.
spotless. You're gonna get to points where you actually even with the strongest, even with the Goggins mindset, you're gonna think, why am I still here? Nothing has happened. But the reason why sometimes you won't get that as much is as if day one you've already believed and you understand that there's the other side of the tunnel, there's the other side of the rainbow, the light side. Brothers, I'm entering this journey with you right now. I'm not telling you this from experience. I'm telling you this as a journey we are both going to be undertaking.
All of us.
Don't know who's watching this. Honestly, all of us. And we're doing this together. I'm not going to now preach unrealistic results. I want us to achieve this at the same time. And we're going to achieve it at the same time. So I don't know what more you brothers want to add to this.
Bro, like now that I think about it, now that I actually think about it, remember when I was telling you before, what was before we went to math, I was like going through that heartbreak and all that.
Yeah.
It literally happened again today. That's that. Like what we're talking about, that's what basically happened. Me finally accepting and forgetting of, oh nah, one day I'm gonna get over this. I'm gonna get over this. Me finally accepting that, bro.
Accepting.
I feel like this. That's when I finally let go. That nah, you know what?
There's no point in trying to fight it.
What's the point of trying to fight this heartbreak? You know?
Because you can't control what happened and you can't control what is going to happen. All you can control is yourself.
Exactly.
And the best I remember this from a Bruce Lee movie. I remember this from a Bruce Lee movie. There's a point where Bruce Lee gets stuck in Enter the Dragon.
Oh,
He
I
gets
remember
stuck.
this scene.
And all the doors they shut off. There's no way out. He cannot exit that space. And guess what he did?
Sits down.
He sat down and he crossed his legs. Because what can you do? When he made the decision that he made, my brother, he made the best move on the chessboard. The move that wasn't fighting the natural flow of where the universe was taking him in the first place, which is the entire point.
Guys, when you have realized that you lost,
Yeah,
you have won. Honestly.
Exactly.
If you can realize and accept that you have been defeated, you have won the whole exchange. Whatever it is you've been defeated by, you have won. Because then at that point, you are a blank canvas.
yeah.
Anything can happen at that point. But that anything needs to be painted by you now. You need to paint that anything in a positive manner, of course.
It's like being someone with nothing to lose at that point.
Yeah,
The moment you accept defeat, you're a man with nothing to lose. And like they say, there's nothing more dangerous than a man with nothing to lose.
Nothing more dangerous.
it's like that thing. There's with everything, it's like winning and losing. Those are two outcomes, and they're two outcomes on opposite sides.
Yeah,
So to reach one side, you already have to know from day one that either outcome can happen. But not only knowing and understanding,
understand that it's a guaranteed certainty.
accept it as well.
Yeah,
Don't let it break you. Because if you can understand and believe from day one, I can do this and abysmally fail, like badly,
yeah.
can badly fail with this, then you win. Because some people may say it's a negative mindset. It's only negative if you say that's the only outcome that can happen. Completely negative. Do not do that to yourself, my brother. But if you believe each and every one of us starts something they want to achieve because we actually do believe we can achieve it. If we have to be honest here.
Genuinely so.
You started because some part of you actually sees that this is a possibility, but you ignore the fact that it's possible that it might not happen. And then when that part comes, you feel defeated. But now, when you feel that defeat, it takes you on a downward spiral. Whereas if you accept defeat, you also accept winning. You accept winning because now, even when you get knocked back down, you come back up because you still know that there's the other side of the tunnel. No, this is not the only outcome. It's almost as if you're passing the stages to get to the final boss. You have to lose to get to the final boss. You got beaten up.
You're going to lose.
Actually, you're going
You're
to
going
lose.
to lose.
You're going to
Sorry to break it to you.
lose. Yeah.
But that's
Okay,
life, yeah.
let me ask this from probably the perspective of a viewer right now. Yeah. Somebody sitting out there, they're asking themselves, okay, scenario. I start a business, start a business. A business, this one is a clear outcome. It's either it goes or it doesn't. Now,
Okay.
bro, I start a business. Would you say in that moment, the moment I started, should I be detached to the outcome or should I be attached to the process? Because the reality of businesses is
Yeah.
you, in all honesty, you never know. No matter what it is, you may be the newest person into this newest market, and it doesn't matter what it is. It could either flop or go, flop or fly.
Yeah. Okay. This is how I'm gonna preface what I'm about to say. When we started this video, I wanted to say that this is a very nuanced argument. Not even arguments. There's a nuanced detail to what we're telling you. Because what we're speaking about two extremities. We're speaking about being absolutely detached and absolutely attached. Attached to the point where you are what you're trying to achieve. Understand? In terms of starting a business, you're saying there are two outcomes. Fine. Should you be attached to the outcome? Yes. I would argue yes. But should you be attached to the outcome so much that it hinders what you do on a daily basis in a negative way? I'd say no. So now we go back to what you just said. Every single day when you run a business, there are things that you have to do, processes you have to go through. You have to be attached to that. There's no way around it because you're going to have to do them. The only thing that you can control is yourself. And when you decide to take these actions, that's what you're in control of yourself. So do the process and understand that the process will lead you to the outcome. Because on a long enough time scale, the correct actions done over a long period of time compound to the result that you want it to happen. I feel like the problem with most people is time scale. The most skewed perspective I've met people have, or people I've met have, my bad, is their perception of time. People have this assumption that, okay, because I did everything right for a year, all
It's
of a
gonna work
sudden I'm
out.
supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not your time scale. That could have been mine. Understand that timing also has a big bearing to this entire success thing. But in terms of time scale, I feel like that's the reason most people give up. So yes, be attached to the outcome. Also be attached to the process that you're doing. Because the outcome is gonna keep you driven. Doing the process is gonna lead you to the outcome. So it plays into each other. So in this sense I would say both are important.
Well, what I would say is when you're starting a business, you started that business for a reason. You have a goal.
Yeah.
It's the goal to have a business that completely breaks other businesses out there. Is the goal of the business for you to receive some large financial increase at the end of it, or is it to better others? Whatever it may be, when you listen to it, all of it is outside of yourself. All of them outside of you. There's you not actually producing any of that. It's something that just happens at a certain point. Thus, you need to create an internal goal. Create an internal goal that's something that you can actually attach to. Basically, how I can summarize it is it's almost as if create a goal for yourself every day with that business, with something that you can actually do, such as if you're starting that business, let's say it's drop shipping, sell, okay, let me not say sell, create 50 ads on TikTok today. That's a goal. You've created the ads, not make 50 videos that reach 2 million views. There's nothing you can do about 2
About
million
2 million
views.
views. Yeah.
Nothing you can even do about 0 views.
Bro,
There's nothing you can do about any.
It just
Which
is.
how it gets
Yeah.
perceived, you just get, honestly, obviously, what you do to make it a good advert in the first place is what also counts to it. But that's exactly why I'm saying don't create the 2 million views at the end of it. Just create the fact that you're making 50 of these videos
And
so that
you're doing your best.
you're doing your best, you're maximizing your input. Maximized input is gonna create maximized output, guys.
Like it or not.
Like it or not. So the reason us, I'm gonna include myself here because I'm gonna start moving forward after this. But is that we sort of create this maximized output that we forget the maximized input. So that leads us to put in this minuscule amount of input and then still be surprised that we didn't get this maximized output that we wanted. When in fact, you're supposed to put in the maximized input. And then after putting all this stuff, you can look at it and say, geez, man, this could really be big. This could really be big.
Yeah.
Almost as if judge it only after you've actually done something with it. Don't judge it before. So that's where maximized input comes in. When you just say, let me do the best that I can, you know your best. And I'm not saying your best. Okay, guys, honestly, we all know our best. Every single person on this planet has some sort of integrity. It's gonna eat away at you. If you think you did your best, but some part of your heart, some part of your head, there's just some tension, then you know you didn't do your best.
You know it.
But if you finish something, no part of you is complaining with you, nothing is happening. You genuinely, firmly believe, I have done my best, I've conducted my best. Here's this. Guys, here's the 50 ads that I made. What are they gonna do with this? You don't even, your work is done. You're just putting out the ads. Your work was just to make the ads, not care about the outcome, just put in full ultimate work to it. So guys, that's why I'm saying with the starting a business thing, don't create an outcome for the long run. Businesses, it's a journey. Your business doesn't reach a certain point because let's say you're saying you want your business to reach 2 billion. It reaches 2 billion. What next? Are you just gonna let it go?
Just
Don't
wanna shut down
see
now.
like what's happening.
Yeah.
Create weekly goals, daily goals, monthly goals. Honestly, this is not something new that I'm saying. It's actually taught almost everywhere, guys. Most of these answers, I'll say answers that we all here are preaching right now, you have them, my guy. You have them. The only purpose of us right now is helping you unlock the answers that you already have. The same way you understanding what we're telling you is not the same way the other guy that's watching it in the USA is gonna understand it. He's probably gonna interpret it completely different, but it will still work the same because the true answer is within. What we're telling you now is not true answers. It's almost they're just sort of they're like keys, like they're prompts. Let me say that they're prompts to actually making you understand the situation that's only relative to yourself, something that can actually help you understand a situation you are possibly going through.
Yeah.
So, with this, usually when I watch videos or such, I always like to question, did this guy even tell me something I can take away from this video? And I'm probably imagining that's what you're asking. Now, with all this information, where do I go from here?
Where do I go?
What do I do? And fellas, if I'm gonna be honest with you, that all depends on what you're actually trying to achieve. And once you figure out what that is, lock it away. You already know it. It's fine. Be sure of what it is. Put it in whatever in your mind, write it down, lock it away, throw it away. It's done for that thing that you're trying to achieve. Honestly, forget about it. Just say, that's what I want to do. Then now, you need to now write all the things that you know you might possibly need to do to achieve this thing. There's some things that you will know, but those are gonna come along the way. That's why I'm saying things that you perceive I'm gonna have to do. If it's working out, I'm gonna have to wake up early. I'm gonna have to run at this time. If I need this physique, I'm gonna have to do this. Get all of those things down. Now you're creating all these things that you need to do and you're making them as goals. You're not just making them as requirements. They're not requirements anymore. You first treated it as a requirement, but now you're making it a goal. You're making it a goal to wake up in the morning at 5 a.m. As it's a goal, you wake up at 5 a.m., you actually got up, you're wearing your clothes. That's an achievement.
It's an achievement.
It's an achievement. You like that. Some part of you, it's not even some part of you. Now that you've treated it as a goal, you're gonna take it as an achievement. I've actually done it. That opens you to more possibilities now. Now you're gonna make your requirements that you're soon are gonna turn into goals more challenging, if I should say. Now, if it's not wake up in the morning, it's run 10 kilometers.
Yeah.
You run that 10 kilometers. It's not a requirement for getting fit. It's a goal. It's a goal. The goal is running 10 kilometers, not getting
Okay.
fit. The goal is at 10 kilometers. Bang, you run the 10 kilometers.
And what happens is a byproduct.
You run 10
Exactly.
kilometers, you've achieved it. So that
Okay.
sort of thing, it's sort of gonna make you see the possibilities of how you can actually do this. That's falling in love with the process without not knowing what falling in love with the process actually is. Do
Yes.
you see how you've completely detached from the goal, but you're still going into the direction of the goal? Let's
Yeah.
think about it. You're not deviating. You still know where you're trying to go. You're trying to get fit, but you're doing all the actions needed to get fit while actually achieving something. Do you see now where I'm going with this? So, brothers, it is gonna have to take some sort of upfront work, not only from you,
From
but
us.
from this brother right here, these dudes right here,
And
guys.
I need to
Yeah,
show them something.
yeah.
Listen. C2C.
Okay, the boys back.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna say this now, and I want our generation to listen. I'm 18. I'm 18. I'm part of the current generation. I want to say this. There's a problem with us. So there's two things I want to say to you guys. The first one, it's like, guys, what we're saying at the end of the day, at the end of this video, after watching it, after going, bro, we're only influencers. The battle is still within. You just chop your
Yeah.
phone.
It's not my fault. My bad.
But with what we're saying is only, like Moses said, we're just helping you unlock a part of your brain. The battle will forever be within. We're only influencing only influencing you to get to that part of your brain. We're just helping you notice it, be aware of it, you
Yeah.
know? And the second thing that I also want to say, guys, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how attached you are to a certain, to a certain process, to a certain thing that you're doing. We should stop living in this delusion. It's not bad. It's not, like I always tell. It's not a bad thing to dream. The bad thing starts when you start lying to yourself. Guys, winning is not guaranteed. Winning is not guaranteed. Just because you started this certain business doesn't mean yes you're gonna win this specific one. You might win in a business, but who said it's this one? You know, winning is never really guaranteed. Which reminds me of what Tate once said. He's like, if you tried your best, if you truly tried your best every time, you're gonna win at some point. He didn't say you're gonna win every time. You're gonna win at some point. Meaning at other points you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be realistic. I'm not gonna act like some strong guy. Nah. It's gonna kick you down. It's gonna hurt you. You're gonna be down in your lowest.
The
Bro, I
lowest of
remember
the
I was
lowest.
crying in my room depressed. These guys were worried. They don't want to record a video. You know? And yet look at me now. It's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy, guys. I want you guys to have that in your head. That we're only influences, and the battle will forever be within you. And you should never believe that you're always gonna win. Winning is not guaranteed.
Sorry to interrupt your train of thought. Just to reinforce what he's saying with the influences, you know yourself better than anything. So, as much as yes, everything is internal, don't ignore how much something outside of you can influence you. But you know what that thing is. I'm sick and tired of these guys just labeling porn, wada wada. There's things relative to you. Your hindrance might not be porn, and I'm not saying that you watch porn and maybe your type of hindrance is not porn. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you might be a person that doesn't even watch porn, but you're still getting hindered in life. They keep pointing this picture that if you don't doom scroll, if you don't watch porn, if you go through semen retention, if you look smacks, you're gonna achieve.
You know, cheese
Brother, you are not achieving nothing. Brother, do all that stuff, good for you. If that's your goal, yeah, then you've achieved not doing that stuff. But if it's in the ultimate goal of, okay, I want a business that's gonna pave the way for the next generation to come forth, how is you not watching porn gonna do that? Let's just be
Generally so.
honest with each other, right here. It's not gonna do anything. I'd even argue a person that actually puts in action but beats his meat every single day of his life has a better chance at achieving it than you saying my goal is not to watch porn to make the best business ever. So brother, your hindrance doesn't necessarily come from your actions. Your hindrance comes from your mindset. Fix your mindset before you actually look at what my actions need to do. Your actions actually have less to do with your success than what your mindset actually does. So now, I'm gonna throw it over to this brother right here.
But yeah, guys, that was the basic premise of the video. We're thinking of building more on this video. You guys are gonna be able to see this happen in the process. We're thinking of making this a series. So yeah, if you like this video, guys, you better like, subscribe. I don't know. Also comment something. Say what you took from this thing, and yeah,
Tell us what you tell us your thoughts. Tell us what you want us to talk about because we have a lot of talks off of camera and we it's remember when we were talking about the masturbation and all that because these are the talks that we genuinely have. We're also normal people. What we give you guys on cam is generally us.
yeah,
So hey, comment down what you want us to talk about and what you think about the topics that we talk. But yeah, man, back to you.
yeah. That's the end of the video, guys. Thanks for staying this long.
Top five, baby. Top five.
Happy feet, wombo combo. That ain't Falco.